Good morning. Happy hump day to everybody. Let's get into our show, honey, because we got to get moving. Ooh, hold on. All right, let's get it. Let's get it. Good morning. Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing? I see my top flights in the building. Hey, Truth. Hey, Rose. Hey, Rose. Hey, Tiffany. Thanks for being in here. Let's speak to everybody. Deborah Banks is here. D Nice is in the building. Thanks for being here. Shanice Darden is in the building. Good morning. And everybody else joining. I see they get ready to pile in and watch. Watch in a few minutes. Easter Washington, good morning. What I tell y'all? Faith Williams. Shirley Terry's here. Faith Williams is here. Lorraine Tyler's here. April RN Virgo. All right. Y'all need a good RN, honey. Holler at April. What is in my eye? Oh, Lord. Hold on, y'all. I'm trying to be cute on here. This damn mascara got my eye burning this morning. April, I need a nurse, child. My eye burning. Can you come blow in my eye or something, child? Good Lord. Oh, Jesus. All right. I'm swab out my eye because my eye burning. Trying to put on this damn mascara in here this morning. Felicia BW, good morning. Good morning. All right, let's get into it. They'll be in here, child, because we got to get moving. We got to get moving. Oh my God. Everything said in the video is alleged and in my opinion and is used for fair use and entertainment. Good morning, Melody Bean. I see you, Janet Driscoll. Thank y'all for being here. Let's jump on into the show though, okay? So we stay on track. Because y'all, listen. All right, I see y'all. Everybody coming in. Good morning. Welcome. Thank y'all for being here. Yes, all of that. All right, let's get into Stephen A. Smith, where he says that he is going to blow a gasket, child. If Kamala Harris says, I told you so again in a recent, in regards rather to Trump's, he's pissed off, child. Why is he so bothered by Kamala? It's like anything Kamala say or do, he'd be so bothered to get to hollering and carrying on. Shout out to Neighborhood Talk. Let's get into this. He's irking me.
But the Kamala Harris thing, I am going to tell y'all right now, I'm on the verge one of these days real soon of blowing a gasket. If I see that lady, figuratively speaking, in our face one more time talking about she told us so, it's pissing me off. Because it's implying that we didn't support her. Nearly 75 million people voted for her.
Well, we know you voted for Trump. We know you didn't vote for her. So I don't know why all this anger and this hollering and carrying on this morning. We know you did not vote for Kamala. We know you voted for Trump. But anywho.
You had a 107-day campaign. 75 million people almost showed up to vote for you. You had $1.5 billion to spend. We supported you. Why are you sitting at a memorial service in a church with nothing but black people around you talking to us about you told us so? Like we didn't support you. I voted for her. Most black folks voted for her.
I seriously doubt he voted for her. As much as you cap for Trump, as much as you go hard for Trump, I really doubt he voted for Kamala. I would need to see the ballot to believe it. But let's continue.
What are you talking about? We supported you when you didn't necessarily earn our support.
Child.
You didn't go through a primary. You didn't scallivant around the country earning our vote, knocking door to door. You didn't do that. You bypassed the primary. You were handed the presidential nomination for the Democratic Party once Biden stepped down. You had some people in the Democratic Party laughing about the fact that, you know what? We're glad that Biden stepped down when he did, because had he stepped away earlier, there would have been a primary. She wouldn't have been a Democratic nominee for the presidency. And after that, you know what? She wouldn't have had that opportunity. It wasn't us that went on The View. And when you were asked, is there anything different that you would do compared to what Biden did? I really can't think of anything. We didn't do that. You did. But the Kamala Harris thing, I am going to tell y'all right now, I'm on the verge one of these days real soon.
He gets on my nerves. As I told you guys yesterday, he pretty much said he's not going to be running for president when it's time to run again. Y'all know before he was saying, I'm running for president, run for president. So now he's saying he don't want to give up his own money. He's not interested in running again. Thank God, because I wasn't gonna vote for your ass anyway. But I feel like he's just too involved in political stuff. I really want to see you focus more on the sports side of things. You're a sports commentator. You're really not into politics like that. I don't know why he's more so making his commentary about political stuff. It's annoying. Kamala could say whatever the fuck she wants to say, when she wants to say it, how she wants to say it. If it annoys you that bad, don't listen. Why do people get annoyed about things that they can turn off? Why do you get annoyed about things that you literally can go and hit a button and or click and turn it off? You don't have to listen to her. She has the right to voice her opinion about how she felt the election went. Now, do I feel like more people, not just black people, but people, period, could have voted for her versus Trump? Do I feel like the election was stolen? I absolutely do. But do I also feel like more people could have voted for her for us to avoid this situation that we found ourselves in right now? Like, we're sitting in a war we shouldn't be in because the motherfucker in office. And it's all ego driven, right? It's all ego driven. So he can come back later on and say, I told you so. We're under a president that's more so focused on the I versus the we. You're running the country, you're making decisions that's best for everyone and not just for yourself. So we are what they call ucked right now. Stephen Smith, get off my screen. We're done with you. Okay. Over him. Let's get into this next post about Fani Willis. You guys know who she is. She's a district attorney in Atlanta, Georgia. She also has some ties to this Trump case as well, but they always trying to keep a good black woman down. Now, just because she went out here and got her some little peen on the side from another attorney, at least she ain't downgrade, right? But they are on her ass. Let's get into this. According to CBS News Atlanta, Fulton County District Attorney Fani Willis returned to Georgia State Capitol and again blasted a Republican-led Georgia Senate panel that's spent 2 years investigating her handling of the election interference case against former Donald Trump. Now, it said that speaking to reporters after the International Women's Day event at the Capitol on when Willis was called the investigation and resulting legislative proposals a politically motivated clown show, saying lawmakers were wasting time instead of addressing issues that matter to Georgians. Let's get into what was said.
See, the last time I was in this building, some of y'all might know a little bit about that. It was not for a celebration like today. I was here.
Makeup cute, right?
To testify before what I can only describe to you as, and I hope they listening, a clown show. And as clown shows go, it was led by a clown. I understand the same clown that led my questioning was just gifted bunny ears. Some of y'all know the significance of that. Some of y'all don't. But he was gifted these bunny ears by Representative RHOA Romanian. She was responding to a hateful, racist video that he had recently posted. She told him she gave him the bunny ears because she understood he was into that type of thing.
Damn.
Word on the street is, allegedly, he got some strange furry habits. The Senate hearing was a great waste of taxpayers' money and time. The Senate hearing was not about getting answers for Georgians as they lied and told people, but rather it was a desperate attempt to get their own name in the paper. See, they got to keep my name in their mouth for people to even know who they are. See, these want-to-be leaders, they have no ideas for Georgians, no plans to make Georgians' lives better. They want to show you that they are powerful and strong by coming after me. Let me tell you what they ended up showing in December. That they're stupid. That they're weak. And if y'all don't mind me saying so, they got a classic ass kicking while they got drugged for 3 hours.
Come on, okay?
I
love she reminds me of Jasmine Crockett with her delivery. I love it. I love when you kind of go off the beaten path and you're not so what they call it, that corporate type of talk. You get up there and you got to talk and pop your shit up. I love it. Fani Willis, yes ma'am. I'm all the way here for Fani Willis. What do y'all think about that? I'm happy that she is speaking up and she's putting it all out there. As you guys can see, she don't even with Trump. And a lot of people are not, because they're starting to see I think the mask is slowly starting to fall off hopefully charges will be upon him very, very soon for the Epstein shit that he's found himself in as well, in addition to the crimes that they're talking about in this situation with him as well. So shout out to Fani Willis for doing her big one. Okay, they try to bring her down so they can silence her, but no, honey. Keep talking, keep revealing, honey, keep exposing. Let's keep moving. Let's get into this Rihanna situation, because the lady who powed up her house was in court. So we're gonna go ahead and take a look at that. Since we've been covering it, we had to spin the block on that. Shout out to TMZ TV. So Ivana Lisette Ortiz appeared in court for the first time since being arrested and charged in connection with the powing at Rihanna's home. Let's get into that. All right.
A plea on behalf of your client to waive formal reading of the complaint, advisement of rights, including armed forces and veterans' rights, enter a plea of not guilty, denying any and all special allegations, enhancements, and crimes.
Yes, ma'am.
A plea of not guilty is entered on behalf of your client.
Your Honor, requested you waiving time for arraignment plea for 2 weeks.
So you're requesting to
Yes,
okay, so to what date? I'm sorry.
We can get 2 weeks from today.
The not guilty plea entered by this court is withdrawn. Counsel is requesting to waive time for arraignment plea to March 25th, 2026. Ms. Ortiz, you have the statutory and constitutional right to be arraigned today. Your counsel is requesting that your arraignment be continued to March 25th, 2026. Do you waive your right to a speedy arraignment so that your arraignment can be heard on March 25th, 2026?
Yes.
Is counsel joining the waiver?
So, John.
The court finds that the defendant has made a knowing and intelligent waiver of her right to a speedy arraignment, and that her counsel joins in that waiver. Both agree that the next court date of March 25th, 2026 is the date of the arraignment.
Yes.
Counsel, do you have the protective order?
Yes, Your Honor, I have a protective order that I am preparing currently. I'll approach with the order. And is the court setting bail on this matter?
Counsel reserving?
Yes.
Counsel is reserving. The court will set bail at $1,875,000.
Bond at what? 1,875,000. Hot damn.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Ortiz, at this time, the court will issue the protective order. The protected person.
She shouldn't get a bond. Like, how you go in somebody's neighborhood, park in front of their home and just start letting off on somebody's house? Like, there are literally, I told you guys, I want to show it on here, but I can't because I don't know how YouTube is going to feel about it. There are literally bullet holes in this girl's house from this fool. Mind you, Rihanna don't even know who this girl is. And you just sitting outside this girl's house, pounding up her house with her kids inside. Like, that is psycho. She should not get a bond. That means she can get out and be part 2 on her ass, right? I just don't be understanding this with judges. Like, when you see the actual evidence and everything is brought before you and see that this person actually has mental issues, like, I would not give her a bond, let her ass sit until it's time for her to come back to court, right? Because we don't want to have another travesty on our hands where she really like go through with what she was trying to do. I just don't be knowing why they be playing with shit like that. But while we're talking about Rihanna's situation, let's get into what they're saying. The charges are, child, I don't be understanding that. I'd be like, some people just don't need a bond. I'm sorry. I don't give a damn if it is $1 million. I would just not even entertain that. No, because you have to pay a certain percentage of that million or so. Who knows who she knows to even get the money to get out if she can get the money. Like, shit. I wouldn't give her no bond. Sit your ass down until it's time for court so you can reflect on how crazy your ass is. But let's get into this. The Shade Room, shout out to you. District Attorney announces charges against alleged Rihanna home power, Ivana Ortiz. Let's get into the charges.
Today I'm here to announce the charges that have been filed against Ivana Lisette Ortiz, a 35-year-old woman from Orlando, Florida, in connection with the case in which she has now been arraigned. And by the way, that arraignment date has now been continued to March 25th. The charges that have been filed against Ms. Ortiz include 1 count of attempted murder, 10 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm, and 3 felony counts of shooting at an inhabited dwelling or camper. Any charges that have been filed, as I've said very often, are just that. They are not the evidence that we are presenting in court. That evidence will be presented in court at the appropriate time, at which point we intend to convict Ms. Ortiz of all the charges which have been leveled at this point beyond a reasonable doubt to either a judge or a jury. But summarizing the allegations that exist so far, on March 8th at approximately 1:20 p.m., Ms. Ortiz is accused of driving up to the residence of Rihanna, at which point she fires from her semi-automatic weapon multiple times at the residence. In that residence, Rihanna was there with her partner, her 3 children, her mother, and 2 staff people, representing 8 of the 10 of the counts of dealing with an assault with a semi-automatic firearm.
Crazy.
In addition, Ms. Ortiz is accused of firing at a neighboring residence that had 2 additional individuals. That is why there are 10 felony counts of assault with a semi-automatic firearm. And there are 3 felony counts of shooting at inhabited dwellings. There are actually 2 dwellings at Rihanna's residence. There's a Airstream camper in which 2 individuals were located, as well as a house on that property. And then there was the neighboring property. That is why there are 3 felony counts of shooting at an inhabited dwelling or camper. What happened after Ms. Ortiz shot at these various residences and people is that she then traveled through Beverly Hills, eventually ending up in Sherman Oaks. And then at that point, within hours, she was arrested. I very much want to appreciate and publicly thank both the Los Angeles Police Department and the Beverly Hills Police Department for their very quick, timely, and prompt actions leading to the arrest of Ms. Ortiz on these charges. Ms. Ortiz, if and when convicted of these charges, is facing up to life in state prison.
Damn.
Her bail has been set by the court at $1,875,000. And part of the reason I wanted to convey this message is as follows. I want everyone to understand in this county that you should absolutely feel safe in your residence and in your neighborhood and in your community. That safety is something we will work incredibly hard to. Today I'm here to announce.
All right, so y'all heard it. So now we know all the intricate details of this case and where it's going. The bail amount, it was at 10 million. They chopped it down to 1 million. I don't know why they did that. They should have left it at 10, but or not giving her one at all, as I said. But shout out to the police officers and investigators for doing what they needed to do so that it can make this woman safe, because obviously this bitch is fucking crazy. I told y'all yesterday she was going after Kim Kardashian. She's going after Cardi B. Like, she's got video after video after video after video, like on her social media, like going for different celebrities. And you have some crazy, I told y'all, it's stands and then there are fans and then there are stands. Like, these people, stands are the ones you got to work out. I mean, stands are the ones you got to look out for, because they are nuts. Those are the ones that will go beyond, right? Way out there, beyond, girl, to do something crazy, if not take you out. So it's a crazy, dangerous thing to be a celebrity, because you just want to go out here and put your songs out and, you know, get on a few red carpets and make a, you know, a few millions or so. But then you got some people who sit back and they just like pull you up on the internet and just make crazy posts. Like this girl, I feel like this was premeditated. I don't know what the hell she has out for Rihanna, a person who doesn't even know her, who don't even interact with her. You got some crazy people out like that. I know somebody like that, right? Who don't even fucking know you, but make 1,000 posts about you and videos and shit like that. Wink, wink. But yeah, so you have to watch out, because you just never know what mental demon in their mind will tell them to take it to the next level. This girl was riding around with a fucking AR-15. Do y'all know the power behind an AR-15? That's like that. Yeah, you ain't got to reload that many times with that. Shit. Imagine if her kids were outside playing. Imagine if her mom or somebody went outside to get something out of the car. I think about stuff like that. The what ifs. She don't need to be out. Like, period. She is psycho. But thank God they got her. And she is facing life. She needs to be locked up for life, because obviously she is a danger to the community. She's fucking crazy. But let's move on. Tabitha Brown's daughter. You guys know who Tabitha Brown is. I love her, okay? I love Tabitha Brown. But her daughter is speaking up about a situation that she found herself in that revolves Revenge P. Her daughter is of the LGBTQ community. Let's go ahead and get into that. So Tabitha Brown's daughter, Choice Brown, that's a cute name, speaks out, alleges domestic abuse and revenge, PORN, by her ex-girlfriend. Let's get into that, child. That is a crime. For those of you who don't know, honey, if you out here get mad at somebody, they send you some explicit pictures like, send me a picture. No, not that, something else. Send me, send me a cute little picture with no panties on. And you send that shit over there and y'all break up and fall out and get to talking that shit back and forth. And you send that picture out to somewhere outside. That's called Revenge P. Okay, ask Martell. He can tell you how that turned out for him because his ass went to jail. But let's continue on. In several states where it is a crime now, in every state, if you do that, Revenge P, they will lock your ass up. You will get charges, probation, all that shit behind that, because you do not have a right to put out a person's personal information, pictures, none of that, because of your feelings. You got to be able to control yourself. But let's get into this. Shout out to the Gay Magazine. Now, in a fast-paced ecosystem of TikTok, where story times serve as new morning news, a complex narrative is currently unfolding on a lesbiana side of the internet. Now, what began as a cryptic comment and fan speculation have evolved into a public confrontation involving digital sensation Choice Brown. I love Choice. That's cute. Lifestyle creator Janae Sims. Let's get into it. Who is the ex-partner. Now, to understand why this fallout has captured the attention of millions, let's look into the digital pedigree of this woman's involved. This is great. Whoever wrote this is a great writer. Choice Brown is often referred to as TikTok's favorite daughter, but she has carved out the distinct identity far beyond being the child of beloved actress, vegan icon Tabitha Brown. Y'all know who she is with the afro. Now, Choice rose to fame. Do we care about that? No, let's go down. I want to hear the juicy stuff. Okay, yeah, let's start here. So the drama reached a fever pitch over the weekend when Choice's ex-girlfriend YD took to TikTok to challenge the narrative of their breakup. Now, it said that the challenge follows the hard launch of Choice's and Janae's relationship, which had been a source of speculation for weeks. Now, the alleged ex-girlfriend that she and Choice were romantically involved as recently, that it makes sense, the ex alleged that she and Choice were romantically involved as recently as 1 month ago, even posting a video of them together. Lord, see, that's why I keep telling y'all, don't be sending out explicit pictures and don't send videos. If they can't see that shit in real time and their photographic memory, they can go back in the corners of their mind and replay that shit in their mind. Like, you're not getting no videos from me. You're not getting no pictures. I'm sorry. No. But let's get into this. That's why you can't be sending out stuff like that, because people get mad and that's their get back, right? All right, so Choice says that YD allegedly has multiple stalking charges against her and posted Revenge P. Let's get into it.
It's always like disrespect. Like anytime that I did something that I wanted to do, it would be disrespect or like I'm not considering her or whatever. And she cussed me out like a dog. Like if I had my iPad, I would read y'all the messages. I have proof of everything. I have screenshots. I have videos. I have a video of the phone call that you guys are so concerned about yesterday. I was on the phone with her for 3 hours yesterday, and I was not crying. Actually, she lied. Still have compassion. I'm still a good person. I did not want to go through with pressing charges against her because she already does have a cyber stalking charge on her record.
Let's pause. Y'all hear that? Already has a cyber stalking charge, and that's a serious charge. I don't know why people don't understand that. And we're talking about this for learning and teaching purposes, because we've got some cyber stalkers out there that be doing too much. If you're making multiple posts about people, that's cyber stalking. There are charges that are attached to that. Wink, wink. Let's continue.
So I didn't want to do that to her because I knew that would probably like really ruin her life. But I called her. I did absolutely call her, and I begged her to take that down because my butt cheeks in a video on the internet.
Why would there be a video of your butt cheeks in the first fucking place? See, again.
Really, you guys? Really? And I'm supposed to just let that slide? Yes, I did call her. And the reason why threatened me, if I said, okay, YD, like I'm done with this conversation, I'm hanging up, she would say, you don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. That's not the right step. You don't want to take that step. You don't want to make that choice. Don't do that one. That's what she would say. She did it about.
That is still an indirect threat. People need to understand. And I feel like she was still in her feelings and she was trying to protect this person because she still had love for this person. But you got to understand and you got to recognize the red flags in situations and relationships. And then she's a beautiful girl, Tabitha Brown's daughter. She looks really like her father. And she has a little bit of Tabitha in her as well. But bottom line is you have to recognize the toxicity in relationships and stop protecting abusers and psycho people like this. Don't tell me, okay, you don't want to take that route. Why? And what happens if I do? What happens if I do? You're going to lie to me? You're going to beat me up? Like what? Like this person is crazy. Obviously, she also don't need to be out. If you're in a relationship with somebody and they have that much control over you to tell you what to do and not to do, you don't want to take that step. Excuse me? Be far away from that person and definitely press charges. Cyber stalking, harassment, threats, communicating threats, whether they're directly or indirectly, that's not okay. Whether you are in a straight relationship or whether you are a part of the LGBTQ community, no ma'am.
But you can't lie on somebody.
So this is the girlfriend who's making all of these threats towards Tabitha Brown's daughter. Let's get into that.
Like that and expect them not to say anything. I have never in my life, ever in my fucking life, ever. I put it on my dad, I put it on my mom, put it on everything. I've never put my hands on that girl. I never cheated. I never put my hands on that girl. I'm not saying I was perfect. I had bad habits. I'm not saying I was perfect. But I never in my motherfucking life put my hands on that girl. Ever. No one is going to say I'm not no abuser. No.
You don't have to put your hands on a person to be a dangerous person towards someone. Obviously, you shown some type of aggression because she is afraid of you when you tell her you don't want to take that route. Because in her mind, if I take this route, this person's going to do this to me. So she knows that you do have that energy to be that way, to be aggressive towards her. You look like you'll put hands on somebody. You really do. And the fact that you're talking and you got to keep looking down versus in the camera clearly lets me know. Because I look at body language. If a person can't look at you in your face, in your eyes when they're talking to you, you probably lying a little bit. That's what I get. Look at me in my face. Look at me in my eyes. And tell me them lies. Okay?
Oh, no. Hell no. Fuck no. Oh, but you can't.
Okay, yeah.
I heard you keep it classy.
So that's Tabitha Brown, for those of you that don't know. Okay, that's Tabitha Brown. That's her daughter. Beautiful child. Be careful, guys, in relationships. I played this for a reason, learning and teaching. Shout out to Gay Magazine on that. Hopefully she got far away from this psycho. All right, people sometimes don't love me to death. I keep telling people, don't ever love me to death. May that type of love never find me, right? Please learn the signs, child. I'm gonna keep my trigger up for this next one as well. People out here are fucking crazy. This next topic that we're gonna get into, apparently this family wanted to have more kids, and they used their 14-year-old girl, or daughter rather, to be a surrogate. That's against the law totally, right? Who is out here doing that? Oklahoma, y'all need to do better. Y'all need to do better. Oklahoma family is in a lot of trouble after a 14-year-old turns up pregnant with twins, allegedly being a surrogate for her mother and her mother's boyfriend. Let's get into this. Protect your children. Protect your children. Oklahoma, this is not okay. Let's go.
Disturbing story. Oklahoma City police are investigating after a 14-year-old girl turned up pregnant with twins.
She's allegedly being used as a surrogate. News 4's Abigail Franklin is on Crime Watch with more. Abigail.
Well, Heather, Kevin, the court documents say the victim in this case has not revealed how she became pregnant, but police and Child Protective Services talked with her mother, and that interview revealed something pretty disturbing details.
It's a stunning claim. A mother tells police her daughter wanted siblings, and the solution was for that daughter to be a surrogate mom. The investigation began last December. Oklahoma City responded to a possible sexual assault of a 14-year-old at an apartment complex near North Penn and Northwest 122nd. A referral from Child Protective Services indicated the teen was pregnant with twins. The father, possibly her mother's 36-year-old boyfriend. The mother reportedly told.
Disturbing story. Oklahoma City.
All right. So to cut it off, this is the court documents for this particular case. Let's go ahead and read so you guys can get more info on what's going on. The Family TV1, let's get into them. Shout out to them. Police in Oklahoma are investigating after a 14-year-old girl became pregnant with twins while allegedly acting as a surrogate for her mother and her mother's 36-year-old boyfriend. Now, authorities first responded to the situation in December of 2025 after receiving reports of a possible sexual assault at an apartment complex in Oklahoma City. Now, according to court documents at a local reporting, the case later escalated when Child Protective Services alerted investigators that the teenager was pregnant. Now, the situation quickly raised questions about how the pregnancy occurred and whether the circumstances involved abuse or coercion, both. Court records show the girl's mother told investigators that the teen desperately wanted more siblings. Now, she also claimed that she and her boyfriend hoped to have children together, but could not conceive because she previously had a tubal ligation. Now, despite acknowledging the pregnancy, the mother denied that she allowed the boyfriend to have any sexual relationship with her daughter. I doubt that. Now, however, investigators moved forward with steps to clarify what happened. Now, the police obtained a search warrant to collect DNA from the 36-year-old man in order to determine paternity and confirm how the pregnancy occurred. Lord Jesus. Now, even if the pregnancy was framed as a surrogacy arrangement, Oklahoma law places strict limits on who can legally serve as a gestational carrier. Now, the Oklahoma Bar Association states that a gestational carrier must be at least 21 years old. She's 14 anyway. She's underage. She cannot consent to that shit anyway. Now, the teenager has since been placed in protective custody, according to reporting from KFOR. Authorities expect her to give birth to the twins later this month. Now, meanwhile, investigators are still reviewing evidence and determining whether criminal charges will be filed. Officials are also trying to determine the current whereabouts of the mother's boyfriend. I'm gonna say you did that shit because why you on the run, right? Why they gotta look for you if you're not? Because when they took that DNA from him, I feel like he got the fuck out of Dodge because he knew that shit was gonna come back on him. The mother needs to be arrested, and so does the boyfriend. Okay, the daughter definitely needs to be removed from the home and put into custody. Okay, where they put her into a foster home somewhere safe away from these psychos. Okay, and the mother, you should be ashamed of yourself just because you can't have kids. You allow your 36-year-old boyfriend to have on your 14-year-old to sleep with her and impregnate her twins. Think about it. As a 14-year-old, being pregnant with one child is enough, but to have two children growing inside of you, her body is still developing. Her body is not ready to carry one baby, let alone two. Right? I really hope they give them the maximum of whatever they can in terms of punishment behind this situation, because this is sick as hell. If you guys want to read more on that, I'll drop this. So if you guys want to go back and look at it, I'll drop the link in the chat so y'all can go and look at more of that if you want to at your leisure, because we got to keep it moving. But that's some sick shit. Oklahoma, y'all got to step it up, baby, do better. All right. But I'm glad that they did catch this situation, honey, because, baby, watch your children, honey. And women, watch who you have around your kids as well. All right, a lot of these women out here be with these boyfriends to be messing with their daughters. We see it all the time. Sometimes unbeknownst to you, but you got to watch who you bring in your house. If you still getting to know him, he shouldn't be in your house. He shouldn't be living in your house around your children. Do not leave your children unattended with niggas that you still learning. Stop allowing boyfriends to discipline your children. I'm going somewhere with this because we need to talk about it. Stop allowing boyfriends that you're still learning to babysit and to discipline your children, especially around your daughters, because it's a lot of pedos. It's a lot of men. Let's talk about Jarvis Butts. The same person who unalived and impregnated Naziah Harris, which was his girlfriend's niece. You have a lot of men out there because that fool was looking at women on the internet, and he only dated women with children because he had a appetite for children. He didn't want her, right? He didn't want her. He didn't want no grown woman. They sit women with children, and they become, they do shit they should not do. Let's say it that way. I'm trying to clean it up. Watch your children. Watch your children. Now, you done impregnated this 14. Now your ass is on the run. This girl's life is forever changed. Of course, the state gonna take the kids. when she have them because she's underage. Mentally, psychologically, physically, everything about her has changed because of this situation. How the fuck do you have your daughter, because you can't have kids, be a surrogate for you and your boyfriend? That's some sick shit. And they both need to be under the fucking jail. But let's get into this next topic. Child, I need to like, ooh, child. Oh, pour some out for the homeless. Shit. All right. Let's continue. Shout out to Spiritual World. Numb yo ho, rain get yo, them hoes. All right. New teaser. Now, there's a new Michael Jackson biopic coming out April 24th. I'm gonna watch it because I like stuff like this. What's the boy name? Not Tito Jackson. Jermaine Jackson's son, Jermajesty. Why he named him that? Who knows? Jermajesty Jackson will be playing Michael Jackson in the movie. When I tell you, he nails it. All right, I've already seen this. I'm watching it again with you guys. But there is a new biopic coming out of Michael Jackson. Y'all know there have been several movies of Michael Jackson. This one right here, I feel like it's definitely going to make its mark because I feel like I'm looking at Michael Jackson. Y'all know them Jackson genes are strong, right? But Your Majesty Jackson, he is playing Michael Jackson in the new movie that's set to come out April 14th. I will remind you guys as it gets closer, the movie will be in IMAX theaters April 24th, as I just told you guys, all right, of 2026. Let's go ahead and get into this. I'm gonna play the trailer for you guys so that you guys can see. Oh my God. Nia Long actually plays the mother of Catherine Jackson. She plays the mother, which is Catherine Jackson, in the movie as well. What's the main name? Domingo, I can't remember his first name. He also plays the father in here. Let's get into the movie. Come on. Now, wait. Yes. It's saying stop sharing. It looks like I'm sharing. Let's play it over. It's okay. we can do a do-over. Let me take my trigger down though. Y'all say you can't see. I'm literally sharing. I promise. Okay. Let's start over. It's okay. It's okay. Y'all fussing me out, but I'm doing my job over here. It literally says sharing. But let's start over. It's okay. We'll play it over. All right. Let's go back and forth. Y'all ready? Just like it never happened. All right. The new teaser for the Michael Jackson biopic out April the 24th. All right. Y'all ready? But I literally did share. Okay. Let's go. Can y'all see that?
Biggest selling record of all time.
I know I am someone.
Put a 1 if you guys can see it before we continue. Put a 1 if you guys can see it, because I swear I'm sharing. On my screen up here says stop sharing. Y'all can see? Everybody can see? Same shit I just did, but okay, let's go.
Kid from Gary. Who would have thought?
Yes, I believe in me, so you believe in you. Who's loving you?
Perfect pitch. I've never heard a voice quite like yours.
Sing it to the world.
I love my family. I just want to do my own thing. You let your light shine.
Where you want to go?
You'll see.
You're stuck in the middle, and the pain is thunder.
What did I tell you? I want the largest concert tour there ever was. Thousands of people all over the world.
That's ambitious.
You see it, you can do it.
That is Jermaine Jackson's son, Jermaine. I hear he did an awesome job. I saw some clips on YouTube as well related to this movie that's getting ready to come out. He nailed this shit. I'm talking about the dance moves, the singing parts, like, and some of the parts he actually sang because he's also an artist as well. So, oh my God, I'm excited about this. I love stuff like this. This is like right up my alley. So yes, April the 24th is when it will come out. I hope I don't have to edit this, but if so, that's okay. But yeah, so April 24th, the new Michael Jackson biopic with Your Majesty Jackson, the son of Jermaine Jackson. Okay, looking just like his damn uncle. Yes, he does. He look like Michael Jackson. Spit him out, child. He look more like Michael Jackson than Michael Jackson's own kids. I don't believe it's his, but okay. Let's move on. Okay, y'all gonna watch? Put a 1 if y'all gonna watch. Put a 2 if it's a hell no for you. Let me know. Let's get into this DL Whisperer stuff. I'm about sick of talking about that, but it's a viral topic, so we got to get into it. T.S. Madison recounts going to court for DL Whisperer's stalking case. She says he's evil. Now, I've seen a few interviews with DL Whisperer. When I tell you, he is all about exposing people, putting people's business out there. He's talked about Vince Herbert, which is Tamar Braxton's now ex-husband. He was saying that Vince was out here, child, booty hole on swole, out here with the booty brownies and like men and stuff like that. And DL, I was like, really? How did we know that? He started putting up pictures with Vince and guys. I was like, oh my God. I feel like some of the stuff he be saying, some of that stuff be true. But do I feel like he go too far? Sometimes, yes. In the situation with T.S. Madison, I feel like he went far. You cannot go live. You cannot look up somebody's house and go live with all these hundreds and thousands of people on your live and showing where a person live. Like, hey, this is where they live. Like, how do you know somebody's not going to do something to this person, pull up to this person's house? Like, everybody have enemies unbeknownst to them, right? There are people out there that don't like you for whatever reason. So you showing this person's house, you going on, doing several posts, several videos talking about this person. It becomes cyber stalking because that was one of the charges that he did get. But T.S. Madison did have to go to court and be eye to eye, face to face with DL Whisperer. And T.S. Madison gave her experience. So let's get into that. All right, let's go.
When I sat in that courtroom on March 3rd, before we began to deliberate over what was going on, I walked in and I saw a young.
I'm sorry. The Michael Jackson movie would be in IMAX theater. So anywhere, any theater that's near you. Okay. April 24th.
Black boy, gay. In handcuffs, sitting in a jail cell, black, young, gay. My heart dropped into my stomach because I know y'all don't like me out there, but one thing I'm an advocate for my community. When I sat in that courtroom on March 3rd, before we began to deliberate over what was going on, I walked in and I saw a young black boy. I speak up for my community, for whether you're lesbian, whether you're gay, whether you're trans, I speak up for my community. And me looking across over there at him and seeing that, I was hurt. Because I was like, Madison, I don't want to be the reason. Then he opened his mouth and he's began to misgender me, and he began to and he began to do all of this evilness right here. Wow. And I was like, nah, I'm not letting my foot off of this motherfucking whole neck. Because he's not black, gay, whatever, he's evil. I speak up, he's evil. Wow. And my lawyer leaned over to me and said, bitch, don't you have any sympathy? Because if this was you on the other side of this, he'd want you smothered in concrete, bitch.
Oh, wow. You put my trigger up for this one. Nice.
He'd want you smothered in concrete, and you better do the same. And I set my hoof down on that motherfucking floor, and I did the same. I presented all the evidence because see, these are fragments. I presented all of the evidence. He's evil.
That's why I said that bitch home. Oh,
all right. So this is D.O. Whisperer talking. He's something else. His mouth is something else, child.
He gonna get a visitor today. You gonna see me live, and I'm gonna be like, bitch, I'm outside T.S. Madison house. What you finna do, Maddie? You wanna have a shootout? You wanna have a little shootout?
Girl.
Cause what you trying to do, bitch? Wait till I get to Conyers. Wait till I get to Conyers. Just wait. You trainees are delusional. T.S. Madison, bring that ass outside. Look where I'm at, ho. What's up?
That's too much. That's too much. So it was premeditated. This whole thing is you really thought this out. Deal whispering out. Listen, we got to be fair. We got to be fair. TS, you did some shit too. You was popping your shit online too. But this was wrong for Dear Whisper to roll up to said person's house. You don't know what a person be sitting on. I keep telling people, stop this running up to people's house. You don't know what they're sitting on. All right. Certain states are stand your ground states, so they have every reason and or right to protect themselves. This fool is on camera going to this woman's house. Like, that's some dangerous shit, right? Look at this fool. This is why you in jail, Dear Whisper. This is why. You are on camera pulling up. For what? What you coming there for? Oh my goodness. Just like riding around in a circle. Look at this. This is some psycho shit, right? Why are you riding in a circle? This is a lot. Just riding around and riding around. Child.
T.S. Madison.
Child, see, yeah, that's why he in jail. We want to see nobody in jail, but when you on that kind of time, that's what you get, child. T.S. Madison had to do what T.S. Madison had to do. If you go to somebody's house on that type of time, hey, that's just what it is. Your ass going to jail. And then go for anybody else. Don't be going to people's house, pulling up and threatening folk. You cannot do that. That is against the law, okay? You don't have to like a person, but do not take it as far as going to their house and going live showing where people stay because you feel like you found their address. Like, that's too much. You could put someone's life in danger. People have children. People have family, right? That's too much. So let's get into it. Shout out to Unwind with Tasha K. Beyonce's mama, honey, is getting a lot of bad attention online as she opened a restaurant where she claims to make the best gumbo. All right. A lot of people was like, bitch, that's not gumbo. That's chicken soup with a few pieces of shrimp and a little bit of lobster in there. That's definitely not gumbo. When I see gumbo, now I've had gumbo quite a few times. Okay. I've had some gumbo that ain't hit the spot quite right. And I've had some gumbo that was just like, oh my God, you know how you eat something and you got to close your eyes to just kind of take it all in. Like, bitch, this is like the best I've ever had. I've had some nasty gumbo and I've had some really good gumbo. Now, a lot of people are saying that Tina, which is Beyonce's mama, honey, okay, Tina's gumbo is just not giving what it needs to give. Miss Tina knows, girl, they said your gumbo was not given. And you are from Louisiana, so you, girl, should know how to make the gumbo. But they said, girl, no. People are out here claiming to be sick, girl, from eating Miss Tina's gumbo, girl, and throwing up and claiming to get food poisoning from Tina's gumbo, girl. I don't know if you left the gumbo out in the sun or something like that, but the people are throwing up and having to go out here to the good old emergency room because they're saying your food, girl, done made them sick. Let's get into it, child. When I saw this, I said, oh, I got to talk about this. Girl. Oh, shout out to Tasha.
I don't care how good it is. Not for this little thing. Yeah. But it's good though.
Oh. And for that size, they're saying she charged $25 a cup for gumbo. And you're probably gonna give about a good 2 scoops in there. And I'm gonna need you to dig all the way to the bottom because I'm gonna need some okra in there, some sausage in there. I'm gonna need some lobster, some shrimp, and everything, chicken. I'm gonna need all that. Don't be giving me no broth if you're charging $25, right? Correct? I'm gonna need you to scrape the bottom of the pot and get all that good down at the bottom and bring that shit up and put it in my cup. If you're gonna charge me $25, like that's excessive, right? Black people always overcharging too. Let's talk about that. Black people, just because you open a business don't mean you gotta break the people that's trying to support you. Let's stop doing that. The goal is to make them come back. Like, bitch, I'm not coming back if you charging me $25 for a cup of some damn gumbo. But let's keep going.
Good. Pretty good, Mama Tina. Yeah.
Look at this.
I just ate some of Mama Tina gumbo at the rodeo.
He's sweating and everything. Ooh, look, y'all. Oh my God. Yo, he said he just ate some of Miss Tina Knowles gumbo, and baby, he said he got sick and threw it all up. $25 on the ground, Lord. $25 the gumbo on the ground. Ooh, girl, that sent me. I feel like that was my money. Tina, what is you putting in this gumbo, girl? Because the people say it's not. Now, if y'all go on TikTok, okay, I'm on TikTok all the time. If y'all go on TikTok, or even you can YouTube it, go on there and look at what her gumbo look like. It don't look like gumbo. I'm gonna be honest, it look like some chicken and rice soup that she might have threw a couple of like pieces of shrimp and a little bit of lobster down it. It's not dark enough for me. It's supposed to have like a darker look to it. It's supposed to have a certain flavor, right? It's got to have the look. It's got to have the flavor. Again, Mama, you are from Louisiana, so you should know the ingredients of some damn gumbo. You can't open a restaurant saying you making the best gumbo ever and charge people $25 and the shit don't be hitting. And I got to go to the emergency room after I eat it. Girl, I don't know. Are you in business with Wanda or something? I don't know, but let's get Miss Tino, you in business with Wanda over there?
Wait till the end.
Everybody. Child. Right? Girl. So now I know not to be eating Miss Tina Knowles gumbo, child. Or I don't know if we can call it the chicken soup with some seafood in it. We'll call it that. But people say they sick out here from eating her damn gumbo for $25 a cup, y'all. Hell no. I know not to fuck with that now, because I ain't trying messing up my sick days, and I ain't even used no sick days yet. But baby, I ain't about to use them up on your damn gumbo. That's what we not about to do. But let's move along, child. This is why I stay over here at Bedside Baptist, Lord, where the Reverend Pillow and the First Lady Quilt is my First Lady and Pastor, because baby, these pastors out here be doing the most. Now, a pastor goes viral after telling church members to bring their tax returns, Lord, so that he can check their tithes. So he said, y'all ain't bringing enough money into the storehouse. Now, you're not bringing enough money into the church house. So I need to look at some of your tax returns to make sure y'all ain't cutting me on the low. That's what the pastor said, right? I wish the fuck I would bring my tax returns so my pastor could see it, because he want more money. Like, what's this? Y'all gonna be like, oh boy, and put the chains on the damn door like Joe Clark? So a pastor is going viral after telling members of his congregation to bring copies of their tax returns so that he can personally review them. Now, in this clip, I'm about to play it for you. He tells the church, child, I'm gonna put a stop to some of y'all playing in my face during tithes and offerings on this good Sunday morning, suggesting that some members have not been given what they should be given to the church. Okay. Now, it's not your business, first of all, what the fuck I make. Now, what your business is really not your business, your secretary, because every church should have one who handles the finances and the offerings of the church. When I put my dollar in, let me make it about me. When I put my dollar in the basket, it's not your damn business to backtrack my dollar and pocket watch, right? Go ahead and add my dollar and carry that one to whatever the amount that y'all took up for that good Sunday. Now, you're not going to look at my tax returns and say, caramel. Now, I know good and god darn well you make more than a good old dollar. Now, I'm going to need you to bring your tax returns next Sunday, or you ain't going to be a member no more. I'm going to take choice B, and I ain't going to be a member no more. That's why I stay at home. But let's get into this, y'all, because, oh, my God, this is some ratchet bullshit, right? Churches are becoming money hungry. Let's go.
I ask you that all church members bring a copy of your tax return so that I can review them. I'm going to put a stop to some of y'all playing in my face during tithes and offerings on Sunday morning. I ask you that all church members bring a copy.
And these Stockholm Syndrome saints is sitting up here, amen. Why you be amen and everything? Everything that this, y'all just amen to anything. It's like anything that a pastor be saying right or wrong, y'all sit up under this mess, this unadulterated bullshit. That's what we're going to call it. Let's keep it a bean in here, because that's stupid as hell. That's none of your business what a person make on their tax return. Oh, you a tax preparer? So you pastor and tax preparer? You ain't preparing my taxes, so you don't need to see them. Whatever I put in the collection plate, that's what your ass get. in your Bentley and your mansion and your light bill, gas bill, and your pedicures and manicures for First Lady. I'm not doing that. Nah, you better get you a side hustle. You better get down in the Magic City or something. You better go drop some ass somewhere. You're not getting no more of my coins. Let's play one more time.
Give your tax returns so that I can review them. I'm gonna put a stop to some of y'all playing in my face during tithes and offerings on Sunday morning. It's time to ask it.
Baby, no. Okay. This is what the church is resulting to. Okay. The Lord said, come as you are. All right. Come as you are. Again, and I talk about this all the time on a serious note. You have a lot of people that want to go to church that's really going through some real stuff. And I'm gonna clean up my language when I talk about church. People that are going through some real stuff, you don't have a whole hellified time all week. Things you went through in your job, personal life, whatever the case may be, your bills are due. You got a person who probably put their last bit of money that they had into maybe taking an Uber to church, taking a bus, whatever the case may be. People coming to sit in church with their lights off, don't have no food in there, and you hound people talking about something. We need 20 people to bring $50. Like, why does church always come down to the money? You ain't giving out no word. You talking about what's going on in the streets. You ain't so much as read the Bible not one time. You got people that's really going through real stuff that come to church that's really looking for some help on a spiritual level. And church has become so theatrical. People are up recording things. Church ain't like it used to be when I grew up. They didn't play, the old saints didn't used to play that mess in church. I wish you would pull your phone out and record during service. Right? Especially when they're casting out demons and stuff. Oh, you better not pull that phone out. Them old mothers will come and take that phone from you or make you leave. You cannot sit on the front row with your short skirt on. Church has become so relaxed now. People dancing in church, playing secular music in church. Like, I see a lot of stuff online. I be like, oh my God, church has become so relaxed. Pastors up here just doing anything they can do. And y'all know better. Y'all know the way. When you know the way, you go the way you're supposed to go. That's what the Bible say, right? Not verbatim, but y'all get it. Churches become too lax. This right here is too much. I don't like when people or churches be so money driven versus helping the people. And you have people who've been going to church for 30, 40 years at some of these churches. And when they get into financial straits, they won't even help them. You don't put money in the offering plate for 30, 40 years and you get into a financial situation and they won't even help you. They tell you, oh, you better go to the Salvation Army. You better go here. You better go there. They won't give a dime. That's so sad. It's sad. It's sad. They should not have to go to no Salvation Army when they done pretty much put the roof on this bitch. I'm sorry. Roof on this place. I'm talking about church. You clean it up. Old people sitting in church and you tell them they can't have a funeral at the church because they ain't attended in months because they been sick or they can't get there. But you ain't going to let them have their funeral there, and they've been going there since they were 5, 6 years old. That's a mess. I've been seeing a whole lot of mess pertaining to church. But let's move on, child. And I'm not trying to deter anyone from going to church. Church is a beautiful thing. Church is a great thing, okay? Go to church, but find the right church because you got some bad churches out there. You got people who should not even be pastors up in that mud, okay? It's a lot of stuff going on in churches. But, you know, as long as you pray, okay, because God is everywhere. God is everywhere. Church is just a building. God should reside within you, all right? Read your Bibles and pray. You don't have to go to church physically unless you just want to. You can sit at home and pray. You can watch. I mean, there's many ways to still be in church and not be in church, right? I watch it online and still get that same. I can shout right here in my room, right here. I ain't got in church, child. Get right here and shout. Give me a good word. Put my dollar on the computer, and after church, put it back in my pocketbook and go live my life. Was that good advice? I don't know. But let's continue on. Child, and I pray every day. I know y'all can't tell sometimes because I got a little ratchet, spirit in me. But baby, I pray every day. I talk to the Lord. We ain't got time for that. All right. Y'all ain't about to lead me astray, child. Hell, I've been saved, 17, 18 times. Might have to be saved again today. I don't know. But let's get into it. Shout out to Mr. Housewives. All right. Now, a fan compares Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 intro to Love and Hip Hop, y'all. I told you guys a lot of people are saying that this season, the new season coming up for Real Housewives of Atlanta, they feel like it's a little Love and Hip Hop-ish. Maybe, just maybe, because they have people like K. Michelle, who's going to be on the show this season. And there's a lot of fighting. Now, we haven't really seen this much fighting on Real Housewives of Atlanta, but Andy is saying whatever get the ratings where they need to be. Because they don't want this show to be canceled. Y'all know the networks, they rely on ratings. So when ratings are down, they start fading shows up off the air, right? So Andy's like, hey, what am I got to do to save my show? If y'all got to get in there and slap a hole a few times to get them ratings up, get to slapping. Okay, so hey, he was like, I was happy to bring K Michelle on because he know K gonna bring them ratings. So K Michelle with Portia being there, with a few other attitudes, yeah. Phaedra, y'all know Phaedra gonna start some bullshit and sit back like this, like what happened? Who did that? Who said that? Not me. And then K Michelle pop off. The ratings gonna go that way. So let's get into what they're saying about the show. All right. This is the intro, honey. This is the intro. So they're comparing the intro for Real Housewives of Atlanta and Love and Hip Hop. That is the intro. Now that I think about it, that's the Love and Hip Hop intro. Okay. Dang, bravo, really? Are you kidding me? Let's keep. I don't play too much because I don't have to edit. All right, let's look. It's giving the same thing, y'all. Really? So that's Pinky Cole. They said Real Housewives of SNL, not SNL. Pinky and K Michelle's intro looks. Ciao. Yeah, it's giving Love and Hip Hop. It really is. It really, now that I look at it again, yeah, it's giving that.
My roots are in Atlanta, but my branches are worldwide.
Oh, forget the gaslight. I'm taking the spotlight.
My past may be checkered, but my future is solid gold.
I just don't do it for the culture. Honey, I am the culture.
She by Sheree. More like she broke the internet.
Baby, when? Summer, spring, winter. Let me count the months. Summer, spring, winter, fall. Girl, you ain't broke it.
If you can't keep the pace, stay out of my race.
Whole intro, y'all remember, right? Wow. Okay. That is giving Love and Hip Hop though. I can see where they said that. What do y'all think? Let me know in there. They said with the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17 intro leaking yesterday, many fans are already dragging the graphics. People are calling it cheap, tacky, and even pathetic. Not pathetic, girl. With some comparing it to the Love and Hip Hop or Love and Flip Flop, girl. And now they says we cannot unsee it. Now fans are probably being extra critical because season 15 had immaculate intro graphics, and then the show suddenly switched things up the following season. Well, you got to switch it up. You know, with new seasons, you got to change it up so that fans don't become bored. So I get that. They're saying that the current intro isn't terrible, but they said, let's be honest, we've definitely seen better. So a lot of people have a problem with the new intro of Love and Hip Hop. I'm about to call it Love and Hip Hop with Real Housewives, but it kind of does give Love and Hip Hop. Yeah, I see that. Moving right along, y'all let me know what y'all think. I'm still gonna watch it though. I don't give a hot damn what the intro is. I'm trying to see the show. Okay, forget the intro. Moving right along, let's get into Royce and her son, child. Royce and her son decided to go on somebody said tacky. Yvette Bell said that's tacky. It is giving a little tacky though. But I'm still watching the show nevertheless. April 5th is when it will be out, for those of you that forgot. So Live Bites, shout out to them. Royce is here with her son, Braylon, who Dwight Howard is his father. Braylon is now speaking up on some things that he's experienced with his father, Dwight Howard. I told you guys any updates as related to it. We're going to talk about it. So Royce is on like some type of live or maybe Snapchat or something with her son as he's expressing what he's dealt with his father over the years. Let's get into that. You guys know that Dwight Howard just filed for divorce from his wife, Amy, after she was sitting in the car with a Coquiana child, talking about Dwight was on drugs and abusing the kids and all of that. And that she came back to him, child, knowing that he was booty hole on swole and gay and all of that. Well, she didn't say that. I said it. But anyway, so yeah, let's get into them. Let's go.
And I had asked him, like, around my birthday and after Christmas, like in between then. And I asked him, I was like, so why did you say that you were getting me all this stuff for my birthday and for Christmas? And you told me send you links and stuff, and you never did. And I was telling him, I'm like, you say that you're going to get me these gifts. You promise me all this stuff, and you don't do it. Or the stuff that you do give.
Outside of this past birthday, when was the last time he got you anything for Christmas? When was the last time he got you anything for your birthday? When was the last time he showed up for anything important? So why even let it take you there? Why even let him get you on that level?
Now, a lot of people, I'm gonna pause. A lot of people are saying, why are they doing this on live? Like, why don't they have this conversation like in private? Why are they bringing this to the internet? I feel like Royce is pretty much documenting some of the things that she and her son have dealt with as related to Dwight Howard. Y'all know he's trying to silence her. He also has her in court again for some interviews that she's done, in particular the one that she did with Carlos King, where she mentioned that he physically abused her and some other things as related to her son. Dwight wants her to be quiet and allow him to be a fuck nigga. But Royce is just out here talking and she's telling her story. And I applaud that. I do. Because for years she's been silenced with gag orders and cease and desist, not being able to talk. And now she's speaking. And I love that for her. Her son went through a lot of things and he's also been damaged by his father, according to Royce. So for him to speak out and for us to verbally hear him say the things that he's dealt with as related to his father, yeah, I think that's a great thing.
I've told you this before. You allow yourself to, well, you are your mama's child, but you allow yourself to constantly be hurt.
And I had asked
by someone who has shown you who he is. Correct?
Yeah.
Why? I told you that the time will come. I told you that karma does not have an expiration date. You don't have to prove anything to anyone. You don't have to. Everything that is going on has nothing to do with who? Exactly. So let him dig his own grave. I said what I needed to say. You said what you needed to say. You don't have to defend anything because the truth is coming out. It always prevails. And sometimes it may take longer than we wanted it to. But it happened. Did we expect it to happen like this? I did not. By some did not expect
what?
I did not. But I've been telling people don't F with people from Detroit. They on a different level.
Now, I told you guys yesterday, I played a video for you guys where Royce was talking about Dwight Howard's brother was being touchy-feely towards minor kids, with her child being included. And she kind of kept quiet about that to, I guess, not expose the family. But her son was definitely damaged, not only by Dwight, but also by the brother of Dwight, because they all grew up in a pedophilia situation, because they're saying Dwight Howard's sister was doing inappropriate things to Dwight and other siblings when they were kids, right? And they grew up dealing with that situation, which is probably why Dwight is the way that he is. Most kids who grow up, well, I ain't gonna say most, some kids who grow up where they have experienced being sexually assaulted or some type of pedophilia in the family, if they don't get help, sometimes that situation and that spirit will carry over to where they do it to other people. So again, you have to watch your kids and who you have them around. Don't trust every family member. It's always a pedo in every family, right? There's a pedo in every family, just like it's a crackhead in every family. So you have to watch. I don't let mine do sleepovers for that reason, because I mean, I don't like to wear orange, but I will. At the end of the day, you have to protect your kids and know who's around your kids, right? Again, family members can definitely be that. And Royce definitely experienced that. So her son seems to be very well-mannered. She seems like she's a great mom who wants the very best for him. And she's very protective, as she should as a mom. But unfortunately, he's experienced some things as well. So shout out to Royce for speaking out. Okay, moving on, honey. Shout out to little cute little Blaze Tucker, honey. The Tuckers have come together. I told y'all yesterday, Candy said, so what? Yes, I did file for divorce. But yes, I still let Tara come and sleep in my bed or whatever, because the divorce is not finalized or whatever. So they still go out and they do things together for the children. I like that they're able to be cordial, at which Candy said they were going to do. Be cordial. They're still going to do things for the kids and come together as parents to show their united support for their children. So shout out to Lil Blaze, because I saw a video of her yesterday. I may play it. Real Housewives of Atlanta, Candy Burst and Todd Tucker gather, honey, along with family and friends to celebrate Blaze Tucker, which is their daughter, on winning first place in her pageant. She got there sang and everything. I'm like, look at Blaze. She got a little voice. You could tell that she's kind of developing. I mean, she don't sound like she's singing in the fan like her mama, but she can sing a little bit. I was like, okay. Blaze was hitting some little high notes and stuff. She stood up there, but Candy said, oh my God. You can hear Candy in the background talking. She said, oh my God, I feel like Blaze is gonna get up there and freeze up and not do it. Baby, they gave her that mic and she started singing. I said, look at Blaze up here. Blaze was singing, honey, and she won first place in her pageant. So shout out to her. This is a little star on her hands. Okay. With her little cute self she looked like Candy and Todd put together. So so shout out to little Blaze. So they're saying Candy says my baby Blaze Tucker won first place for the Little Miss Pearl pageant. Said that she did so good. She said, I'm so proud. Thank you to our village who were a big support for Blaze. I love you all. Todd then says Blaze is living up to her name, blazing paths to the victory, honey. Come on, Lord. Says that she's so amazing, beautiful, confident, and loving. Blaze continues to shine. Said Blaze continue to shine. She's so cute. Oh my God. So shout out to little Blaze Tucker out here, honey. Out here singing and winning pageants and whatnot. Y'all can go over there on Candy's page, child, because it's over there, okay? Where little Blaze is up there singing her heart out. I said, you better sing it here, honey. I love to see little kids up there doing their thing. So shout out to little Blaze for being a star in here, girl. Okay. Let's get into somebody else that's still blazing past. They're not even on the show anymore. They tried to play in Tiffany Whitlow's face on the show to make it seem like Tiffany won't do nothing out here. But baby, Tiffany's out here making millions in a business she created. So congratulations to her. Let's get into it. Now included, shout out to them. They said that our female founder 500 honoree 2026, Miss Tiffany Whitlow, okay? Our amazing co-founder and chief development officer at Miss Tiffany Whitlow was just named an honoree in the INC Magazine's 2026 Female Founders 500. Go, Tiffany. Said that the list includes some of the most creative and inspiring women in business and entrepreneurship, and none of what we're able to accomplish would be possible without Tiffany. Okay, come on, Tiffany. That says that now included is her vision through and through, and said that we couldn't be happier for her. So congratulations, Tiffany. Thank you for all that you do is what they're saying here. As you guys can see here, Melody Cherie dropped in to give her a yay, Tiffany. So she's showing her support for Tiffany as well as other people in the comments. So Tiffany is out here moving and shaking and making millions. She has some very lucrative businesses out there that's bringing in quite a bit of money. She talked about it on the show, but people like Tisha try to downplay that because her business was over there getting shut down every 2 months. But Tiffany Child is over here doing the damn thing, and I love that for her, okay? Even Kimmy tried to downplay, like, what did you do, Tiffany? Bitch, what do you do besides sit there and cry over that fuck nigga you married? But anyway, moving along. Thank you, Tiffany. Okay, thank you, girl. 2 snap, one more, girl. All right, moving right along. You see how we flew through that? Love that for you. Let's get into, I'm about to laugh because when I saw this first time, Dustin Ross is a fool. Dustin, you a fool. Let's get into this, okay? Yeah, child, Blaze is singing, honey. I said, you better sing in here, Blaze. She said, not no Billy Goat up here today. No, God, I ain't singing like my mama. I'm gonna sing like me. All right, so shout out to the Carlos King. Okay, Carlos King's Monday Night Live panel defends Yandy Child for saying that she did not cheat. Now, what Yandy did say is that she feels that since she and Mendices have like this open situation from time to time, that she feels that when she went out of town, out of the country with this known guy that she was hanging around and finagling with, what I told you guys what was the child? Not her manager. Her whoever he was to her. Anyway, her assistant went out of town with her. That's the one that I told y'all that said he stayed in the room beside Yandy when she was seeing this guy behind Mendice's back, and booty meat was slapping over in the next room, and Yandy's head was behind the headboard, and she was in there climbing the walls and calling on the Lord, child, when she really didn't need the Lord, but she, child, he was balls deep over there. But anyway, so let's get into what they had to say, because y'all know Yandy was like, I don't feel like I cheated because he was kind of doing some things first, and I just kind of went out and did what I did. So let's get into what they had to say, because baby, this is funny.
That her and Mendice had a conversation about where they were in their relationship, and she said that they pretty much had an understanding that they both were allowed to see other people, that she does not consider it cheating because they were allowed to see other people. Do you agree with that notion that this is not cheating?
Of course, Black women don't cheat.
Oh,
ooh, I like this. Black women don't cheat. And first of all, if we do cheat, we cheated second. If we cheat second, it's not cheating. It's called getting your lick back. If you cheat on me and then I go, I'm not cheating on you, sir. I'm evening the score so I can tolerate looking at you. Oh, world knows you've been out in these streets and I held you down while you was in prison, put money on your books. No, sorry. Yandy's innocent.
You know, I'm gonna have to roll with Claudia on this one. I honestly like Yandy, the way she laid that shit out, it made sense to me. You know what I'm saying? I was like, well, you know, if we putting a case together, you know what I'm saying? I was persuaded. You know what I'm saying? So I believed in her. You know what I'm saying? The great Yandy Hope and shit. I agree. Yandy Luther King Jr. You know what I'm saying? She done a lot for our people. You know what I'm saying? If Yandy want to get a little head or whatever on the side, let her. You know what I'm saying? Oh well, shit, she earned that.
All the great civil rights leaders got a little Martin Luther King Jr.
Oh my God! All of them. Yep. Yeah. All of them.
The greater good trumps those little indiscretions here and there.
Yep. It's the activism tax. Do not send me back to the streets and be upset that the streets welcomed me back.
Right.
That's how I feel, right? Like if you want somebody to be with you in a relationship, then you are together. If you separate, then I'm separate. Words mean things. So I think he felt a way, but I don't think she actually cheated.
All right, so let's pause. Let's ask a question right quick, a relationship question. If you are in a relationship with someone and you guys have an agreement to where from time to time y'all have open situationships, we'll call it that, okay? Do you feel like there is a chance where a person can then cheat on you in that situation? I feel like in that situation, you should have rules. I just feel like you shouldn't have that type of situation in the first damn place. If you with somebody and they're not pleasing you, I don't feel like you should be in a relationship and you got to step outside for somebody else to do some shit the nigga that you chose ain't doing. I just don't feel like that. I'm sorry. I feel like if you cheat on me, bitch, I'm out. There is no, I'm going to go find somebody else and cheat back. I'm not cheating back. I'm leaving, right? I'm leaving because obviously what I'm giving you is not enough. But my question is, do you feel like if you found yourself in a situation where you and said person decided that you guys are going to have open situationships from time to time, if there are a point in time in that situation or relationship that you guys can deem that as cheating? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. Because Claudia was like, yeah, she was getting her lick back because Mendici's been out here on that bug-ish. And yeah, Yandy was okay to go out and do what she was doing. I just don't think so. I don't feel like a person should be doing that cheat back and all that. I feel like just get out of a relationship and find somebody or be with the person that you're trying to be with. That's how I see it. Y'all put in the chat what y'all think while we're
not like Jessica Jeff from Fresh Prince.
She would. Y'all seen that motherfucking video? And she was
yes, this is inappropriate. Remember us different, guys. It's Mercury retrograde. Remember us.
And what is wrong with y'all? And plus, didn't she get the head in London? Like, if it's overseas, like that is American.
It don't doggone matter if you got the head in London or in the United States. I just don't feel like it was a right thing to do. I just don't.
Soil.
Everybody know Europe, you know.
Reality with the king is.
Y'all put it out what y'all think. I'm gonna be honest. I said this the other day. I feel like Yandy was still stepping out and just doing her. I feel like Yandy was in a full-fledged relationship with somebody else while Mendici was locked up. Do I think that she waited? Do I think she totally waited on Mendici's all those years while he was in jail? I do not. I feel like they had an agreement, just like they do while his ass is out, that they're gonna see other people and bring it back home. You go out and do you, but you're gonna bring your ass back home. That's what I feel like. Now, Rashida and Kurt were the first to put it out there that Yandy and Mendici had an open relationship because everybody else was thinking, oh, they this happily married couple, which we knew they weren't legally married. But Yandy was always calling him her husband. But then y'all know when that whole situation with Tamar and Funky Dineva came out, that just kind of kicked the lid off of it. And everybody was like, oh, we see what it is, right? But in this situation, I think that they've now decided they're going to go their separate ways because they've really grown apart. Mendici's have moved out. He's building his own dream home. Yandy is still living and doing her thing, still seeing old boy out here. But y'all put in there and let me know, what do you guys think about it? If you're in a relationship with someone and you have an understanding, we'll call it that you guys can step out from time to time and be with other people. Is there a point in time in that situation that you can call it cheating if you open Pandora's box and allow said person to step out? Let me know. All right, moving along. Y'all sign off on that. This is our last topic. I wanted to play this clip that I found on OWN. We're going to play and stop. Let me close caption it so you guys can hear everything that's being said. Let's go ahead and share. Let's share. This is a clip from OWN that I found where Destiny talks about finding her siblings, okay? I didn't know she had that many siblings. I knew she said she had a brother. I've heard several different interviews with Destiny. Sometimes I don't know when she's telling the truth or lying because I've heard different stories and different interviews with Destiny. Over here, she say one thing, then over here is something else. But I'd be like, girl, I don't know if you're lying. We need a liologist in here, girl, to detect these lies. But so she's sitting here and she's talking to her dad, and she's talking to her dad's special friend, as they call it. And she's talking about finding her siblings and her mom. So in this season of Love and Marriage Huntsville, her mom is going to be seen, which I say look like Frankie, Keisha Cole mama. Okay. So her mom is going to be seen, and her siblings, which I think she got like 4 other siblings, where she found her siblings according to her. So she's telling her dad, let's get into it. We're going to play and stop and dissect it, okay? And then we're going to get out of here.
I've been on this journey looking for my brothers and sisters, right? I found them.
Yeah.
So guess what I'm doing?
What?
I'm going to Detroit.
Oh, you going to meet them?
Yeah, all of them, all 6 of them. And me being the oldest, I'm like bringing everybody together.
Is it 6 or 7?
It's 8 of us total, but Terrell deceased. So Rhonda Jo is my birth mother. She did raise me until I was about 5. I remember leaving the neighborhood and I saw my mom come out of a building. Like, I'm yelling like, that's our mom right there. Me and my brother Terrell were in the car. I remember just crying and like them trying to pry me and my brother apart. My big brother Terrell, who taught me how to tie my shoes, who was my best friend, who was always my protector. And my dad wanted to get custody of him, but my grandmother was like, no.
I told Pauline, I said, I'm getting custody of my child. I said, it's okay, for her to stay until, I get myself together. She said, no, not a problem.
I remember the day you walked in like a little lady.
I remember coming in there with some stuffed animals and I felt like everything was so big. That's what I remember.
Yeah, you just looking around, you said, come on, show me the house.
It was a little rough at first.
Lord, that wig looks so heavy on Mama's head. Lord, who put this wig on Mama? She look like child. She about to be way down over there. That wig.
Yeah, it was.
Even it took me a while to call you Mama. I used to call you Pauline. Remember that?
Daddy got a thing for women with named Lean. Y'all know that Destiny's daddy used to date Martell's mama, Marlene. So you like Marlene, and now you over here with Pauline. You love them leans out there, don't you? Let's get into it.
I love you just like you were my real daughter.
And you never treated me any different. I love you.
I love you too.
I'm kind of like emotional a little bit about meeting my siblings because I don't know. 27 years, I've never even seen these kids before. I was sending.
Wonder what made her, I don't know, is this for a storyline or is this just something that Destiny's been contemplating doing for quite some time now? Because I remember that they asked her like seasons ago about her siblings and she was just like, the only thing she ever talked about was her brother. So it's weird to me that season 9, she's saying she got 8 other siblings. This is the first that I've heard of it. She's always talked about her brother, but we've never heard her talk about, she said just now 8 other siblings. Like, my question is, what's prompting this? Do you need a storyline? Like, do you need something to talk about in order to stay on the show? Because before she was like real mush mouthed about things. She didn't want to talk about it. She didn't want to share anything, but she did share in her in an interview, okay, about her brother and some things that was going on with her brother and being separated from him, and then her staying with her father and him raising her after she was in a bunch of foster homes or whatever. So I don't know. I don't know why she's choosing to do this.
Some pictures in our little group chat. They had never seen my mama. They had never seen Rhonda. They don't know what she looked like. And so I'm having these conversations and I'm having to adjust because I'm realizing Terrell and me were the only 2 kids she ever had. The rest of them went immediately into foster care and then got adopted.
So it sounds like her mom had a really bad drug problem and she was just having kids and getting high. Because, baby, you had 8 children. She said it's 8 of them. So it sounds like her mom was just having kids and getting high, and then the system would come and take those kids and just place them in different foster homes. And they were coming to get Destiny, her brother, at which her father, I don't know why he didn't step up for the rest of them, or maybe he wasn't the father of those children. That's kind of what it's giving. Maybe it was, just random dudes that was impregnating her or whatever, allegedly. I don't know. I wasn't there. But from what it sounds like to me, Destiny landed with her father by way of being in multiple foster homes by being in the system for so long, and she wound up staying with her dad and not having to go back to foster home. But I didn't know she had 8 siblings from what I said, like I just said in different interviews. She was pretty much saying she had a brother.
These last 3, like, I never thought I'd find them.
Shout out to Own on that. What do y'all think about that? So I'm waiting for them to show the clip where her mom, where they'll show her mom again. Her mom does look like Keisha Cole's mom, Frankie, from what's the show, The Way It Is. Y'all remember Keisha Cole's show, The Way It Is? I don't know Destiny's reasoning for bringing that up this season, because she's been hella personal and not wanting to share anything about her life. So I don't know, maybe she's running out of things to talk about as far as her son, as far as her dad. And yeah, he's been a good sport and showing up on camera with his little top hat on, child, trying to support Destiny. Trying to figure out too, when you get a nanny, anybody ever heard nothing about? You don't really have a solid place to stay, but you paying for a nanny. That's weird. But anywho, as I get more on those developments, I will share with you guys. But I really feel like this is more so of a storyline for Destiny, because you ain't really thought about and or really talked about trying to locate your other siblings in 27 years. After 27 years, what would make you, what would make you, because you should know who your siblings are and have a relationship with them, but it just feels like a storyline for me, something for you to stay on the show. Because are we going to hear about these siblings next season? Like, you introducing them, but are we going to hear about it next season? Probably not. But what do y'all think about it? I have one more thing. I'm about to get out of here, child. I was like, oh my God. So shout out to me for almost forgetting. This is the last topic, you guys. And I wanted to share this because this was brought to my attention with Fantasia. Fantasia's getting a lot of backlash, you guys, because of something that she shared. People are talking about boycotting Fantasia's music and her shows. I'm like, why? Fantasia's so unproblematic and don't bother nobody. But it was a statement that she made. Shout out to the 355 watching me. So people are saying they want to boycott, according to Soul Testimony. They wanted to boycott singer Fantasia Barrino's music after she said that children should not be exposed to cartoons featuring the LGBT community themes. And it said that she argued that kids should be raised in traditional ways and that adults should simply let kids be kids. I agree with that. Right? I feel like kids are being exposed to too much nowadays with all of these new rules of gender, gender fluid, gender reveals, all this stuff that's going on with people. Let's use what's the guy's name? Gabrielle Union and what's his name? Not Dwight. I can't remember his name. Anyway, where his son, who is a teenager, has decided that he wants to be a girl. I feel like that's too soon because children change their minds all the time. I don't feel that children should be exposed to whether they want to be a boy or a girl as children. I don't think that cartoons should be pushing that narrative. I think that cartoons should be about children playing and learning as it used to be when we were kids. Like, they would never have no shit about no gender, not shit, but they would never have topics about gender, bending gender, gender fluid and stuff like that, confusing children on their asexuality, which is something they shouldn't even be thinking about as kids. Anyway, Reading Rainbow would never talk about that. Sesame Street would never be talking about children figuring out if they want to be boys or girls or what they identify as, right? If you're born a boy, that's what you should be focused on. I just feel like society is pushing too much of things that children should not be focused on at a very, very young age. So shout out to Dwayne Wade. Thank you so much. Y'all know Dwayne Wade's son, Dwayne was saying his son he was born a boy, but wants to be a girl and now wants to have the gender reassignment surgery. And I'm just like, he's only 16, 17 years old. It's too young. Because what if they wake up tomorrow and decide, you know what? I changed my mind. That's not what I want. I feel like wait until this child becomes an adult and then let them make the adult decision. I feel like we're pushing this narrative too much onto our children instead of letting them be children. Let your kids go out and play. Let them watch educational shows and not be having to worry about what they want to be in terms of, unless it's if they want to be an astronaut, a lawyer, work as a police officer, whatever the case may be. Let's stop pushing this narrative. So I agree with Fantasia. I hope that doesn't cancel me. But it's my opinion. I feel like Fantasia, she's raised old school. So that's how she's a mom too. So I think that she's thinking about that aspect of it all. So it goes on to say that some say that they will no longer listen to her music or watch any of her films or TV shows. Now they said that Fantasia Barrino is also a movie and television producer. Others are calling for her content to be removed from streaming services. I don't feel like she should be shut down or canceled because she's giving her opinion, which is she's entitled to, right? It's called freedom of speech. But bottom line, y'all know people will attack y'all when they feel like you are going against the beaten path of what's really right and what's really wrong out here. I don't feel like she was wrong in her stance of what she said. And I support it wholeheartedly in terms of allowing children to be children and not pushing LGBTQ on kids, because who knows? Kids don't know really what that shit mean anyway, right? Not shit. Kids don't know what that mean anyway when it comes to LGBTQ, and not to say anything negative about it or even call it shit. Let me retract that, because I don't want nobody saying, oh, Caramel's over there saying, no, I don't mean that, because I have a lot of kids who are not kids, but I have a lot of friends who are of LGBTQ community. But at the end of the day, I just feel like we should not confuse children about anything LGBTQ, anything about them gender reassigning, or if they want to be a boy or a girl. They're children. Let them be children. And in Fantasia, baby, I agree with you. All right. So I said it right here on my channel. Yes and yes. What do y'all think? Sound off on all of the topics that we discussed right here. Okay, and let me know what y'all think about it. Thank you to my top flight mods for doing an awesome job of modding for me. Tiffany Thomas, Rose Armstead, and True TV Podcast. Thank you guys for putting your cape on and flying through here, child, and doing what you do. Thank you to all the content creators that joined the chat as well to support the video. All my Caramelians in the chat as well as in the bushes. Thank you guys so much. Please, guys, check out Rails World, which is our other channel. Also, check out our parody videos. Also, keep your notifications on so that you guys. Said that Braylon was here. Oh, Braylon was here. Shout out to Braylon for stopping through. Shout out to Braylon. Okay, and all the other content creators. Let me do my list, child, because I don't want nobody to feel like they've been left out. Stu Queen B, Black Women in the Building, Miss Dee, Simple Mom Family TV, Braylon, thanks for stopping by. Jonetta Speaks, JCD Creation, Shay P, Shay Renee, Queen Speaks TV, Dear Retalk, Schoolboy, thanks for stopping by. Justin T, please. Marcella, if you were here, and Brits Block, if you popped in, thank you so much. Those are my usuals that are here. Miles, if there were any other content creators that stopped by that I did not know about, let me know so we can acknowledge them, because I don't like to leave anybody out. Again, please keep your notifications on so that you guys will know when I go live. There will be a pop-in as we have every day. So guys, keep your notifications on. Hit that bell so that you guys will know when I go live. Have a wonderful hump day. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Everywhere watching me, okay, wherever you're watching from. Until the next video, love you guys. Bye.